University Utara Malaysia. Subject Tourism and Hospitality Research.
We are from Group 14, is going to present on semi-structure, structure and unstructured interview. The first topic is about semi-structure interview. What is semi-structure interview? Well, a semi-structured interview is a gathering at which a formalized list of questions is not exclusively practiced by the interviewer. Alternatively, they will ask more open-ended questions, making for a dialogue with the interviewee instead of a standard question and answer style. Also, the interviewer will plan a list of questions in this style of interview, but may not necessarily ask them all, or touch on them in any specific order, using them instead to lead the discussion. In certain situations, only a list of general subjects to be discussed is compiled by the interviewer.
How will it work? The interviewer typically analyzes the job criteria before the interview and creates a profile of the potential candidate. To collect details about their credentials from the interviewee, they establish questions and dialogue starters. The interviewer will ask follow-up questions to obtain a more in-depth understanding, based on the applicant response. Characteristics. Established track record of placements in the media. A detailed collection of press contacts at primary outlets. The success in landing new customers. High-level competency in preparing a press release. Proficiency in the production of the online media material. Evidence of successful activities in orchestration. Strategic skills in planning and good supervisory ability. The semi-structured interview is known for moderately structured interview, hybrid interview and combined interview.
Next, the advantages of semi-structure. A large amount of detail generated. Fairly flexible and sensitive. Fairly reliable and easy to analyze. Lastly, the disadvantages of semi-structured interview. Can't guarantee the honesty of participants. Cause and effect cannot be inferred. Flexibility of interview may lessen reliability. Open-ended questions are difficult to analyze. Difficult to compare answers.
Welcome to Structure and Unstructured Interview. In the analysis, organized and unstructured interviews are traditional methods of collecting data. The organized interviews are often used in quantitative observation. Qualitative data collection is typically extended to an unstructured interview because it calls attention to the description of the subjects of the study. There are other items that a researcher must know about the essence of formal and unstructured interviews, apart from the major distinction highlighted above. Therefore, the various variations between a structured interview and an unstructured interview are relevant for the interviewer to consider. What is a structure interview? Do you know? It is a method of the interview in which a series of premeditated questions are posed by the interviewer in order to obtain knowledge on the subjects of the study. It is often referred to as a formal or researcher-administered interview. The quantity or numerical significance of the test subjects is used to retrieve information. It outlines procedures for conducting the interview and documenting the data obtained to act as data from the study. Next is characteristics. There are four, which are: 1. A formal interview utilizes a systematic inquiry procedure. 2. It is a form of observation that is quantitative. 3. It is possible to recreate a formal interview. 4. Sequential in essence, this sort of interview. More are the example of structure interview: telephone interview, face-to-face interview, survey and questionnaire interviews. Up next is the advantages of a structured interview. You can easily compare multiple candidates' responses. Candidates' answers provide fair and objective standards to rank answers. It creates less stress for the interviewer to have to come up with questions on the spot. Then, the disadvantages of the interview. The candidate is required to plan more in advance. The questions need development, review, and testing to approve and implement. The pre-planned set of questions is at risk of being revealed, which can help applicants game the system. The questions may not seem personal or relevant to each individual applicant. Ways to conduct this interview. 1. Brainstorm, develop, and document the structured interview questions you will ask every candidate. 2. Create a rating scale or rubric to rate each candidate's responses on a scale, such as 1-5. 3. Print out the questions and rating scale to bring with you to the interview. 4. During the interview, take notes on every candidate's responses so you can rank them later. 5. After the interview, use the rubric to rank each answer for easy comparison to other candidates' answers. Best types of standardized interview questions. 1. Open-ended question. An open-ended question is a type of question that does not limit the respondent to a set of answers. Open-ended questions are typically used for quantitative observation. 2. Close-ended question. A close-ended question is a type of question that restricts the respondent to a range of probable responses as options. It is often used in quantitative research to gather statistical data from interviewees. 3. Multiple choice question. A multiple choice question is a type of close-ended question that provides respondents with a list of possible answers. It is one of the most common types of questions used in a survey or questionnaire. 4. Dichotomous questions. A dichotomous question is a type of close-ended question that can only have two possible answers. It is a method of quantitative observation. We're back with unstructured interview. What do you know about the unstructured interview? An unstructured interview is also known as a non-directive interview because it has the concept of informal, open and friendly conversation. Usually, the questions asked by the interviewer are not set, but just questions that cross the mind of the interviewer during the interview process. So, each interviewee is likely to be asked a different question, so the advantage of the unstructured interview is more comfortable and flexible. Better understanding of the candidates interviewed. Get more information about the interviewee. Adapt to changing topics. More would be the disadvantages of the unstructured interview.
More time consuming. Hard to analyze. Ethical issues. Language barriers. The discussion might become too long and out of topic. When to use unstructured interviews. The use of unstructured interviews can be used once the researcher has understood the background, topic and has a clear agenda about the research to be conducted. Definition. A formal interview is a type of interview focused on a series of predetermined and premeditated questions. An unstructured interview is a form of an interview that, in its data collection process, does not rely on a series of premeditated questions. Sequence. The researcher observes an interview sequence containing standardized questions in a formal interview. While the researcher does not establish such an interview sequence in an unstructured interview, an interview series consists of predetermined questions ordered in the order of use for performing an interview. Question type. An organized interview uses closed-ended questions, mainly, whereas an unstructured interview uses open-ended questions, primarily. Question sample. Structured interview. Examples of questions posed include: how much do you use our brand? Weekly service. Bi-monthly based. Annually? Do you enjoy using our brand? Yes. No. How possible are our programs to be suggested by you? Very possible, very likely. Somewhat possible, somewhat likely. Extremely improbable. Unstructured interview. Examples of questions posed include the following: what do you like best about our brand? What don't you like about the delivery of our services? How do you think we should strengthen our delivery of services? Why are you making use of our product? What basic specifications do you want our product to meet?